Welcome back to Bruins Game Reactions. Boston Bruins win 3-0, 2-0 with an empty netter over the Minnesota Wild. Obviously not a fully healthy Minnesota Wild lineup, missing their arguably Hart candidate to start the season, Kirill Kaprizov. Ryan Hartman, obviously, are the two main ones. I believe they're missing a couple other players just around the edges, getting a couple guys back from injury as well. I believe January 7th and January 15th were the two dates that the players were out. Don't quote me on that. I don't know. I didn't see the players' names, unfortunately. But yeah. I mean, for a game that featured 70 shots, it was relatively low event. Boston took a lot of bad penalties. Unfortunately, at that point though, at this point it's just par for the course, unfortunately. And yeah, overall, 70 shots, only 3 goals. Both goalies played really good. Well, 2 goals even. Yeah, Fleury played great on his end. Swayman played great on his end. It was gonna be a goalie duel. And yeah, Boston comes out ahead. Shots were dead even, 35-35. Boston didn't have one 8 minutes into this game, and the Wild had 7. It was looking like the Wild were just going to run away with this one, and Boston survived the first wave, kind of like they did against New York, and then they battled back, got themselves going throughout the halfway through the first and into the second. And they end up going up 1-0 on a Charlie McAvoy tip from a Pasternak slap shot from the point. This, honestly, just a great goal. Boston was able to get 3 guys in front. They got Geeky, McAvoy, and Matthew Poitras, who played really good in this one. He had 2 points. Unfortunately, both assists. But this guy's humming right now. Yeah, I mean, great tip by McAvoy. I think even if it got past McAvoy, Poitras or Morgan Geeky could have had a stick on it. Obviously, no guarantee that goes in, but you hope for the best. And, well, a goal's a goal. No one's going to complain about it. Would have been nice to see Matthew Poitras maybe get one just because he's a bit younger. But McAvoy, second game back from injury. Close enough. Still within the first 5 games back from injury. Just had a kid as well. Wanting him to get one. Maybe try and get him going. He got one against New York. I mean, he's going to start rolling as well. As for the other defenseman, Nikita Zadorov, again, I mean, it was a quiet night for him. Still took a penalty, which I'm not a big fan of. But these dumb penalties from him are being lessened slightly. And that's kind of all you can really hope for. Is, you're not expecting him to go from top of the league, the most penalized player, to bottom. But you just want those numbers to start being reeled in by the other guys who are just behind him. Mark Kaslik, obviously being one of them. He wasn't that bad in this one. He was activated off IR. I believe he was on IR. Vinny Lettieri is the corresponding roster move. The Bruins did have fans in a bit of a flurry. No pun intended there. Over the weekend, as on paper, Matthew Poitras was sent down to the AHL just for cash-saving reasons and cap reasons. Thankfully, he was still in this lineup. He's been great. Arguably could say a key player in this win. I would. And yeah, kind of moving on throughout the rest of the game. Boston had a 1-goal lead for, I think, about 8 minutes. Trent Frederick then, I mean, where did this come from? Bumping up that trade value, if that is a move Boston would like to make. If they're not going to re-sign him, I would like to see him traded. Uh, yeah, I mean, this should have been a goal. If it wasn't, there would have been problems. I would like to think. Two Florida, sorry. Two Minnesota players go down in the Boston zone. Swayman makes an amazing stop to keep the puck out. Puck goes right back the other way, and it's effectively a 5-on-3 for the one rush. I believe the two Bruins defenders pulled up and off the ice. And Trent Frederick was able to receive a beautiful pass from Matthew Poitras and blast one home past Marc-Andre Fleury. You got to feel for Fleury on that one. Not his fault, really. Just a tough goal to allow, unfortunately. And yeah, that was kind of where the game kind of started slowing down a bit. Boston started taking their foot off the gas just a bit. Let Minnesota come into the game a little more than what I would have liked personally. Obviously, Swayman and the D-Corps were able to hold the fort, and were able to hold them off for the rest of the game. Yeah, I mean, like I said, 35 shots. I believe they held Minnesota to, I want to say, 4 shots in the first half of the second period. And then once the Trent Frederick goal was scored, those numbers, as they do with score effects, started creeping back up more and more. As long as if you're there to make the saves, that's all that matters. And that's what it was. I'm going to be honest, Fleury gave the Wild a chance to win tonight. And I've said this before with Swayman, I've said this before with Korpisalo. That's all you can do. Give your team a chance to win. This isn't a game on Fleury. I mean, 2 goals allowed, that's not great. On 35 shots, I'm not going to complain. Of course, anyone who knows me and watched this game at least, I dropped Swayman from my fantasy league and immediately gets a 35 save shutout. I picked up Marc-Andre Fleury though, so unfortunately he gets the loss. But with 2 goals on 34 shots technically, I'm not going to complain with that. Yeah, that's kind of it. Do I have any other notes here? Marco Rossi, 2-minute puck over glass. Jonas Brodin, the only penalty in the second period. Interference on Brad Marchand. Marchand standing just out in front of the blue paint. Puck goes into the corner. Jonas Brodin comes up behind him. Cross-checks him right in the back. Sends Marchand into the post. Thankfully, Marchand was able to avoid it. Got his head in the net. His shoulder did make contact with the post. Doesn't look like it was that hard. Hopefully he's okay, though. Yeah. I mean, other than that, Oliver Wahlstrom had 4 minutes worth of penalties in this one. That wasn't great. He had a breakaway as well, coming towards the end of the game. Just couldn't quite bury on that one. Who else? Charlie Coyle. He had a chance at a goal. Just deflected wide, and well, not even deflected wide. The puck was slowed down enough before it got to him that it allowed Coyle to effectively miss on the shot. From one knee as well. That's always going to be a tough shot. If he makes any contact with that puck, though, I don't see how that doesn't go in. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of going to do it for this one. Great game all around. Arguably one of the more complete games of the season. And that's going to do it. Thank you all so much for watching. Click like if you like. Click subscribe if you enjoyed. And yeah, we'll see you later this week.